you lose a lot of the things that you were able to do beforehand. So finding or rediscovering my love of reading and, and it evolved into, finding a community as well was a huge deal to feel like me again, in a way that I could still do after having kids and being still available for my family, but having something that was just for me. So.
Hello? Is this thing on? Welcome to Books and Banter with Les and friends, only on the Dufferin Ave Media Network.
Alrighty, welcome to Books and Banter. I'm your host, Les, and we're really excited today. We have a co-host in here. Her name is Jasmine.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so happy you're here.
Very excited.
Yeah, we're excited, and yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
We started this talking about the weather. I feel like anyone who starts talking about the weather is nervous or anxious, but actually I was interested in talking about the weather because in Saskatchewan,
like any good Canadian would be, right?
I had told her that I felt like my hair was flat from my toque, and then it went from there.
Yeah.
But apparently we're in a extreme cold warning right now.
Up and down, yeah.
And I got out of the car and I'm like, oh, it's so nice, and then it was not nice.
Yeah. I've discovered that anything nice I can wear ever has holes, purposeful holes, but I'm I'm not prepared for the winter unless it's
Yep.
bundled.
Well, you're either prepared or not prepared. Because prepared you look like a holy Eskimo, like every piece of your body is covered.
Yeah.
And not prepared is I'm going out in my long sleeve, my shorts, my runners, the drill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
love it.
Yeah.
That's,
no, it's interesting.
That's my usual look, right?
Oh.
Just
you know what?
Shorts. I was wearing shorts this morning when I ran to take the garbage out. It's great.
There's no judgment here. There is no judgment. I mean, do you know how many times I've ran outside without my shoes by accident because I need to do something?
Of course. Well, I'm happy about the no judgment. I say some unhinged things. You're gonna discover it, I'm sure.
Okay. I mean, running barefoot is better than wearing Ben's Birks. Because then I feel like I have clown feet because they're so
clumpy.
Big.
Yeah.
So
yeah, risk of falling over for sure when you do things like that.
I love it. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We're going to talk a little bit more seriously. We're going to have a more serious kind of talk for the first little bit. We're going to talk about being a mom and reading. So I'm going to kind of give it to Jazz to kind of give us her opinions on everything.
Yeah. I feel like it's so funny. I've got 2 kids, so I feel like I'm, qualified to talk about this, but it's still a little bit surreal. I'm just a baby with babies. But
Yep.
I feel passionately about, I guess, how my reading habits have, played in with my motherhood journey since then. My oldest is turning 6 this month, so it's not like I'm have teenagers or whatever, but I always loved reading a lot. It fell off in my 20s. I had more important things to do. Not really, but it felt like it. But after you have kids, it feels like you lose a lot of your sense of self. I am proud to say motherhood is a big part of who I am now, but it is a huge shock to the system. And you lose a lot of the things that you were able to do beforehand. So finding or rediscovering my love of reading and, and it evolved into, finding a community as well was a huge deal to feel like me again, in a way that I could still do after having kids and being still available for my family, but having something that was just for me. So really, really important.
No, it's definitely important because something that you are doing before becoming a mom, anything, it doesn't even have to be reading, it kind of gets shoved aside because your kids are the main focus, especially when you have 2 young kids. When are you going to sit down and read more than one page?
Yep.
I know this is kind of off the trail, but even I in university was like, nah, I'm not a reader. The first book in university that let's say the only book that I actually read was 3-Day Road. And I'd never heard of it. Everyone in my class, it was an English class. They're like, oh, we read this in high school. Like, we already know. And I'm sitting here like, okay, cool. I'm from Alberta. We didn't read this.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the only book in university that I sat down, and I think I I read it in one sitting. I remember in the common room, I'm just laying there on the couch reading this book, and I read it till like 3 a.m.
That's a sign of a good book, by the way.
It is. You know what? I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it was a really good book.
Yeah.
I recommend everyone read it at least once. But yeah, that was the first book that I read back to back, like front to back.
Yeah.
In university. It was, yeah, I'm impressed with myself for that alone.
Yeah.
But then near the end of university, things changed a bit.
Yeah, read a lot more. I guess just as like a side tangent, the first time I felt like super excited about reading after I had my kids was terrible decision, by the way. If you have kids, you're going to wake up with your kids. But it was the first time that I picked up a book and I couldn't put it down. And I was up into the wee hours of the morning. But that is the sign of a good book. It's like, I do not want to stop.
Or it's like, there's no good place to stop reading.
No.
Because like in the middle of the chapter, I'm like, okay, it's down. And then all of a sudden somebody got shot and it ends on a cliff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to go to the next page. I can't do this.
I need to know what's happened. Yep. I would agree with that. Finding time. You said it's hard to find time to read with kids.
Yes.
It's hard to find time, honestly, these days with anything, I find. And it is difficult with kids. I will say, e-readers have been a huge thing for me. I was a bit of a hater. I was I need to smell the paper person. You know, I needed to feel it.
But things have changed. Like, things have changed drastically. Yeah. I don't think I know somebody who doesn't have an e-reader.
Yeah. I was resistant. I did not want to do it. It was a gift. My e-reader was a gift for me after I had kids, and it was awesome. You know, late night feeds with babies in a dark room. I was like, this is great. This is something I can do.
You're like, here, I'm multitasking. Like, one right here, baby here.
Yeah, exactly.
When I got a Switch, it's all good. I can do the same thing over here.
I have like a fancy case now. I don't even, you can like one-hand it. It's got the handle.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then, like, I know for me, reading kind of has a lot of different purposes. Like, when I'm really stressed out, I will read. Or if I'm upset, I will read. And sometimes I just want to read. But it's one of those things that no matter what it is a comfort for me.
Yeah.
So I find reading kind of all in all, like, I also don't always pick up a paperback. I'm that person who, like, has the book because I've read the book and I love the book and I don't want to crack that spine because it's beautiful. We love a good trophy
for sure.
Yeah, and like I've read it, and then if you sign that book, don't even touch it. It goes on a different shelf.
Yeah.
Don't tell Ben.
Yeah.
Everything is don't tell Ben. I brought all my textbooks to the basement now.
Yeah.
Just so I had more room for books. But I told Ben, I was like, no, I just need to make some space for my actual, like, psych books. No, they're all my actual books.
Yeah.
They're the books that I don't want people to see, I guess. Like, they're not the ones that are on display or displayed nicely on my shelves.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that conversation before about collecting books and trophies.
Yeah, definitely I've had to slow down. But there's something so satisfying. It feels like an accomplishment. And, like, even if it's one that you've read and you just need it because you've read it, how nice is it to look at it and be like,
yes,
I did all of that.
Yes,
that's great.
Beautiful. But then when you go to look at it and it has a broken spine, you're like, my heart.
Yeah, I feel that way about a lot of things that are, like, really pretty now.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite books that I've read for years, I like how worn they look.
Yeah.
So I'm like in the middle.
Yeah, like my original long ago Harry Potter books, they are all like pretty old. Even the Lord of the Ring books they're read. Like you know that they've been read.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's satisfying to know like books that are like almost classics that you love enough that you're gonna keep reading and keep reading. Then
Totally.
yeah, break the spine. But I read Three Hearts Hideaway. I loved it. And then I'm like, well, I love Luna Day, so I'm going to keep this book
Yeah.
in pristine condition
Yeah.
because it's also signed.
So that's the other danger of e-readers, though. I find that I'm double buying books a lot. Or like borrowing, I'll have a book where I'm like, I don't know, it looks so good on my shelf. I can't touch that, so I might as well just like get it for my e-reader.
I'm the person that my e-reader, like my Kindle's always full. And then I'll go on Amazon. I'm like, oh, wow, this book looks cool. And so you go to take it and they're like, please return a title.
Yeah.
And I'm going through, I'm like, a week ago I said I was going to read this book. Nah, let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
The
I don't
picking
know.
of what you have to return. Yeah, I've played that game.
But I'm not going to lie to you, at the same time, when it comes to picking a book to read on a shelf, it's just as bad.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I want to read this. And then you move over and you're like, but like, I want to read that.
Yeah, the picking of books has been the one bad thing that's come out of this hobby of mine. I would say my list of like books that I need to read it moves faster than I can read.
Yeah. It's funny because before this we were talking about like books that are mother-daughter relationships. And this is going to sound so bad, but there weren't many that came to mind. It took a while, and like we had to maybe look on our phone just to kind of get an idea, because we couldn't figure out which ones were mother-daughter books.
Yeah.
So if you know, please let me know, because I would like to know.
Yeah.
But one that we did actually kind of agree on is Firefly Lane. It is the TV show now too, but it does have that kind of the relationship between a mom, a daughter, a sister, and an aunt, right? Just kind of having all of those different relationships and being able to navigate them, I think is really cool. And that's a book that I would say, like, yeah, it really focuses on mother-daughter, but it also kind of has that feel where it's this group and a family, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was trying, when we were having that talk before we started this, I was like trying to think of the books that I read that could fall under that. And I couldn't think of anything that was really that heartwarming. I think the most recent one I read that was kind of mother-daughter relationship was I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Oh, by
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, is shocking enough with the title. Great,
Yeah.
it hooks you in.
Well, and you look at it and you're like, well, that's rude.
Yeah. It is. I suppose like the title is. Have you read it?
I have not read it, but you can still talk about it.
Yeah. It is, and then you read it. I guess I'm not saying either way. I think it's it's a hooky title for sure, but it's shocking. You read it and you're like, oh my God. And it hooks you in.
Does it kind of go into like the world of when she first started like acting and everything with her mom, and there was all of the, I don't want to say scandals, but there were, right, behind how they were treated and how they were kind of manhandled, but not physically like pushed in to do this and this and this and like.
Totally. Yeah. It goes into that. It starts from when she was quite young, but it actually talks a lot about like, obviously with the title, it talks about her mother's influence on that. Very toxic. A lot of things where I was like, I, as a mother now, cannot fathom like this type of relationship with my child. So that one was like actually tough. I had to, layer it with like a light romance to like do in between, because it was a tough one.
So then I think realistically, as I'm not a mom, and you are a mom, I feel like when we read it, it would probably hit us differently, right? Because you're coming from it as well, like looking and you're like, I would never treat my children like this. Yeah. And I'm coming from it as, oh my God, my mother would never treat me like this, right? So that's cool to think that you can actually have two different perspectives on that. Yeah. Did you know that Rebecca Yarros actually has books that are not romantasy?
So I did. I haven't read any of them. I did know that. Honestly, the only thing I've ever read was like the Empyrean series, Fourth Wing. And I started that just, again, it was like when I started reading, so that was kind of a rabbit hole. But when I looked it up, they were like, this is her breakout fantasy series. So I knew about it, haven't read any of them.
Well, see, I thought she came out of nowhere. Like, hello, I'm Rebecca Yarros. Here's my book. No, she has like actually quite a few books, and I have them and I want to read them. It's just kind of, it sucks because then all of these books keep getting released and you're like, no, I want to read this one. No, I need to read this one. So then it all gets pushed aside and you might have your TBR list and you don't even touch it.
Yeah.
Right?
There's books that I want to read that are on my list, but then they kind of like stay where they are, where other things like move up because they want to read them more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. Like, books are cool in that way because you get to kind of look at somebody else's reality. Even in romance, when you know what's gonna happen, and you're like, you're gonna date the guy who you don't like right now. You guys are enemies.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna end up like doing a favor for him. Like maybe we have to be a fake boyfriend and girlfriend, and now all of a sudden we start actually falling in love as a boyfriend and girlfriend. And then we end the romance with we're now dating, blah blah blah. Which I understand the like basis of a romance book now, right? It's not that every single one is identical. It's just here's kind of the plot line, right? Like you follow
similar map, right?
Yeah, you follow it where it's like you start out hating someone or you start out with this circumstance and then the whole middle is kind of fighting that or trying to work around it or heal from it, any of that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's cool to think that like you can tell.
Yeah. We actually read a romance in a book club that I'm in recently.
Which book club are you in?
I'm in multiple. This also is doing nothing for my TBR list, by the way, the amount of book clubs I feel compelled to join.
You know what? But it's fun, but it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm in the Moms Book Club. Of course, that was the first one. Again, community after motherhood. Love it. It's great. This one is Badass Bookworms I'm in, which is like the romance one, right? And then I'm in a book club that I co-moderate. So the one that I read recently, the romance one, was in the romance book club that I'm in. It's If It Makes You Happy.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
So.
This book.
5 stars.
This book, I finished it and I was like, oh my God, I need to restart. That was such a good story. Like,
so this one, amazing romance. First of all, so unproblematic. Love it. The characters were great. So fleshed out.
The story was a good story.
Yeah. The sub-story about her relationship with her mother, who's passed, got me. I'm very lucky that my mom is still here and we're close. But she's an oldest daughter, and she has this experience with her mom where she got a different mother than her younger sister got, and there's just this like dynamic there that was very interesting to me. And while I loved I read it for the romance, obviously, it was just like a very cool. I think that is what led me to rate it when I rated it.
Well, and I think too, like it hit me differently because my dad had passed away, so in that situation, I didn't view it as my mom, because my mom is also still here and we're very lucky that they are. Yeah. But I viewed it kind of as just a parent in general, right?
Losing someone close to you.
Yes, it brought a few tears because those books normally do.
Yes.
But I remember finishing it and texting Dem and being like, Demetra, what the hell did you make me read?
I'm not gonna lie. She was the catalyst for me too.
Yeah, my heart is like so filled right now, and she's like, I told you to read it, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
like I need to just go home and frame the book. That's how good it was.
It was so good. My mom had me when she was young, a teenager, and I also feel a little bit like, as the oldest child, and I have a great relationship with my mom, but I feel like the mom I got was different than the mom the rest of my family got.
You're preaching to the choir. That sounds bad, but me and my sister are 6 years apart.
Yeah.
So when my parents had me, I was the first daughter. It was just a different experience for them, right? I was the first granddaughter. I was the first, cousin that was a girl.
Yeah.
So things were a little bit different. And then like after me came a bunch of my cousins, and my sister came in when clearly 6 years ago, or 6 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And growing up, she was always in a different like school than I was, because the only time that I ever shared a school with my sister was when she was in kindergarten and I was in grade 6.
Yeah.
So we've never been in the same place at the same time. So when I moved away for university, she was 16? No, she was 13 years old. She was 13 years old when I left. So how my parents treated my sister was so different. And the biggest thing I remember is coming back when she was in like grade 11.
Yeah.
And she had a party at my house in the basement. A party, okay? They let her have a party. Meanwhile, I had a bottle of vodka under my bed with my 3 friends, and we would drink vodka in my room. Because if my mom caught me drinking vodka, I'd be like, whoof.
Yeah. I feel that deeply. I've got 3 younger siblings.
Ooh.
My sister is 4 years younger than me. But I actually have 2 younger siblings that are like, oh my God, they're going to listen to this later and be like, do you not know how old I am? I was 14 and 16 when they were born. So I was quite a bit older, and I babysat them and did everything, and they're so great. And like, it's not that they get away with different things. It's just
like
my mom's at a
era.
completely different point in her life, right?
Yeah.
So I think that they probably are tired of hearing it at this point, because I'm not like shy about being like, you live a different life than I did when I was your age.
So then how many times when you would go out would they ask how old your children are?
When they were little, it was often. I actually like spent a period of my life where I was their like nanny. That's what I did. I'm very lucky that my family paid me to do that, but I got that a lot. Like, I mean, I could have passed for a young mom, right?
I did not get paid to babysit my sister. It was just something that was expected. As being the older sibling, you must take care of your younger sibling. No ifs, ands, buts.
Yeah. I did it like full time. Otherwise, no way. But now they're grown up. They're men now, so it's like not so much. But when they were little, definitely, got it.
I mean, time goes quickly when we're talking about more serious things and not joking around as much. But the conversation is always fun, and I loved what we talked about today. So we're tying it in. That's the end of our episode today. So thank you for joining us for Books and Banter. I'm Les.
I'm Jasmine.
And we loved having you today.
Thank you.
See you next time.